What's going on, everybody? RC Propaganda here, and I just wanted to wrap up my experiences from Proline by the Fire. I've been putting out all the videos, so this is kind of just a conclusion video. The wife and I did have a really great time. The event was pretty good, but there was just a few things I figured I could touch on, and in the end I am going to include just some other random footage that I have that didn't really warrant whole videos or wouldn't really make sense. So stay tuned to the end after I explain everything, and there's some camel trophy crawling and just a few other random shots that I have that I'm going to include in there. So first off, for me, the event was a good ways away. I didn't realize how far it really was. It was quite the long trip, but luckily I got a hotel that was about an hour. I said 2 hours on my phone, but once you get out there, the roads were really open, so I was going a lot faster than the speed limit, so it recalculated, and it was just about over an hour away, so it wasn't bad. I brought my tent on my truck, and I did intend to camp at the event. However, I got there a little late. I wouldn't even say late. I think I was there. I left pretty early, around 8:30ish, and the camping was already full. So I went to the overflow parking, and I just kind of wasn't really too happy about that. I mean, that's not the event's fault that a lot of people came and took up the spots, but there maybe was a little bit of mismanagement on where some people could have parked, I guess. I don't really know because I'm not really familiar with that area, but I definitely saw that there was some areas where people could have kind of camped, but like I said, it was just a little bit of maybe mismanagement. But overall, it mostly was just because there was so many people, the spots must have just filled up fast. But I didn't think that was going to be a problem. I was like, whatever, I'll just pop my tent open. But as the day progressed and I got tired, I decided to just make the drive back to the hotel and get a room again because I didn't really want to camp where I was. But a lot of that had to do with the wind picked up, and it was really windy, and I was just sitting in the middle of a dirt parking lot. And because the drive for me was so far away, I didn't want to be tired the next day and trying to make like the 8.5 hour ride home. So I just went back to the hotel, and that turned out to be a great idea. And if I would have known that, I wouldn't have rushed in the morning to the event. So I slept okay the night before, the wife and I, but we woke up super early and I just started getting ready. I didn't want all my RC stuff in the back of my truck overnight, so I brought it all in the hotel. So I woke up early and I loaded the truck all up, and there was just so much to do that the event kind of wore me out. There was one, I thought there was going to be like the weight pull. They had just like a sled pull, which that was pretty cool, but with some of the events, it was kind of hard to tell when each thing was going to be up. It didn't really match the schedule on the piece of paper that they gave us when we signed in. So I didn't enter in any events or anything, which not a big deal. I got to watch some of them, but there was just a lot of stuff going on. So it was, I wouldn't say disorganized or anything like that. That'd be too strong to say, but it was just not that easy to figure out and plan all your events. But at the same time, there wasn't really a whole lot to do. Like outside, there was a sled pull, then they had the sumo wars, the show and shine. They had like a mud thing, but I didn't want to take my trucks in the mud. I didn't see a whole lot of people doing that either. It would have been better for the smaller rigs, but the rigs I saw doing it just went over to the top because they were fast. So it wasn't that challenging for those rigs, and I didn't stay there the whole time, obviously, so I didn't get to see how many other people came. But I think that maybe could have been set up a little bit better or something like that. What else was there? They had tank wars. That was kind of lame. It was just a bunch of dudes in their tanks. I think they had some sort of thing where they were shooting. Maybe they had some sort of laser things or something connected. Couldn't really tell what was going on there, but they shut the whole Scale City down for that. I mean, got a little boring after a minute or two, but I wanted to check it out. The tanks themselves are pretty cool, but it was kind of hard to figure out what they were really doing when they were trying to shoot at each other, and they took forever to get started, so people were trying to go to the Scale City, but the tanks are there. The Scale City was pretty cool. I think it would have been more suited for some smaller scale stuff. My rigs looked a little big in some of the sections, but there definitely was some sections that they looked pretty cool in. Again, smaller rigs would have looked better in the Scale City, but overall I was impressed with the Scale City. It's really cool to see what some people came up with. The trails were pretty good. The rock crawling was good. There was a lot of people out on the trails, so there wasn't really too many dull moments. You know, I wasn't with anyone. I thought some other friends were going to show up and stuff that I've met through the RC hobby, but they were not there or unable to make it. But you know, you have people trailing, and I lent some guy my tools so he could fix his truck and stuff like that. It's pretty cool like that out there. So that was good. Again, the rocks were pretty challenging. The trails were fun. The vendor section was pretty decent, although I was kind of hoping for some better deals. They kind of just weren't charging tax, but no like big discounts. You know, I was kind of hoping to get more than like just, you know, whatever tax is, 7% off or 8%, wherever the tax rate is where you're from. So I didn't really buy anything. The only thing I picked up was I got some fast eddy bearings for my SCX-10-2. These are just $20 straight, no tax, no nothing. So whole bearing kit for 20 bucks, especially these bearings. I thought that was a pretty good deal. And I did pick up a scale by Chris. He was there. Little generator I liked. I think these things are like 17 plus tax. I got it for 10 bucks. So I snagged that, and I'm rocking it in my Power Wagon. When you check in, they gave you this pretty cool sticker sheet. It says "By the Fire." It's kind of like the Back to the Future logo, I noticed. And you got all these little specific things. So I don't know. I'm not really a big sticker guy for stuff like this on my rigs because I like to keep it scale. But you know, it's pretty cool because my wife, you know, she was there too. She also got a sticker set, so I got 2 of those. Element RC was there with their new RC truck. Was really cool. They did have some test ones. I wasn't really sure. I guess I could have taken one out. I didn't really ask. I just kind of touched it, looked at it. That truck seemed really nice, so that was cool. They did give you a patch, so I got one up here. I got this other one. And they were going around giving these little patches. I don't really know, but they got some, you know, hook and loop on the back, little Proline by the Fire. You know, I'm not really into that sort of stuff. I know some people like those sort of things. Fast Eddy stickers. But other than that, there wasn't, you know, that much. It's just more of a hanging out type of deal, which, I mean, I'm not knocking the event. The raffle was good. I didn't win, but also I took the 2 free tickets they gave for your registration. I only bought 5 tickets, you know, $5 worth. I'm not a big gambler, raffler type of dude. I didn't want to spend too much money on that. But the prizes, I will say that they did give a lot of big prizes away. You could have spent $50 and had a good chance of definitely getting your money's worth if you won something. They were throwing some stuff away. My wife says she saw them throwing tires out to the crowd. I didn't see that. What I did is I did get one of their scale packages of stuff. So I got this water tank, the shovel, and a fire extinguisher, and a gas can I have around somewhere, which I don't really need in this rig. So I don't know where I put that. But that was like a Proline product I wouldn't buy. It's grossly overpriced in my opinion for little molded plastic pieces, but you know, I got it for free, so I put some of them to use. Things I learned: unless you have an RV, you probably don't really want to camp there because the tent camping isn't that great. Rooftop tent is definitely a plus, which I have, but I didn't really have a spot, and then the wind really picked up. Now, I'm not familiar with the area, but maybe it gets windy there all the time. If you know Apple Valley, maybe that's something you know. Maybe the wind picks up. But we've been having some adverse weather where I live, so it's been a lot of storms, so I'm guessing that's why it was really windy. It didn't pick up till about like maybe 2 o'clock, but once that kind of started coming in, like at the raffle, it was blowing all the hay excuse me, they put down. It's coming up in our eyes, and that was kind of a bummer, but we got most of the day pretty good. Now, next year, I'm definitely going to go again, but I'm going to stay at the same hotel and just drive an hour in the morning, get there around 9 o'clock. There's like really no reason to rush because I think it starts at 9, and there's plenty of parking if you're not camping, so you don't have to get there right away. That's a personal decision. So it was good to learn some of these things and kind of know what to expect next year. So I'll definitely be going back next year for sure. It was a good time, definitely worth the price that they pay. You help out the hobby, you get to see a lot of cool stuff, and it's definitely that type of deal. And like I said, if you got an RV and you can get a good campsite, it'd definitely be cool just to have your camper there, and when the wind picked up you could have just sat in your camper or whatever. I didn't stay for the night crawl, so I don't know how that was. I saw pictures, it looked really good, but yeah, overall it was really good. I had a lot of fun. Saw some interesting things, and I learned a lot about the event, and next year I'll know what to do. So yeah, I'm going to include these clips, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So thanks for tuning into the video, and I'm going to roll those clips now.